Welcome back to Fox Sports 97.9 in Hartford, Fox Sports 1300 New Haven. Super excited to have this next dude on, man. We're kind of nervous about it as well. We're wondering if our dump button works or not. We will find out. Extremely funny, extremely honest, real dude, man. I got him into my system on the Levitard show when I think you were somewhat of a Knicks correspondent. I'm talking about Sam Morril. He will be down at College Street Music Hall March 5th in New Haven. You can catch him there, or you can catch him on the Netflix special, Torching 2024, the roast of the year. I saw him last night on the YouTube special back in 2020, same time tomorrow, the tour that he is on right now. Now, tell me about this, Sam, the Errors Tour, which sounds a lot like, Taylor Swift's Eras Tour. Was this on purpose so maybe you can fool some dads to buy some tickets so you can use some Taylor Swift action?
That was the plan. Yeah.
That was a great plan, my friend.
Yeah.
Great plan.
Yeah. Maybe get some disappointed girlfriends, but by the time they're there, it's too late. I don't know.
All right, we wanted to talk some sports with you because we know you're like a New York guy, right? Knicks are obviously your team, but who else is your team growing up in New York?
I was Knicks, Yankees, Rangers, Giants, but Knicks are most important to me.
So you are into hockey, and you are somewhat of an ice head or a puck head.
Yeah, I am. I would say so, yeah.
Are you interested in the game tonight, Canada-USA?
Yeah, there's a lot of tension between Canada and USA. I mean, the good news is whoever wins the game tonight, I think we're winning the war. So, yeah.
It's a good start. It'd be a good
If it comes to that, I think we're all right.
All right, so we wanted to ask you, basically what you feel about your teams and how they are going to do this year in a simple little game that we're going to call There Is a Chance or Who Are We Kidding? Are you cool to play that?
Right.
All right, let's
do it.
Let's start with your New York Knicks. Is there a chance or who are we kidding?
I mean, they need to be healthy. We haven't seen them healthy yet. So I think if Mitch comes back and OG comes back, which they will, and we can stay healthy for the playoffs, we're good. Right now, Boston is scary for sure. The Cavs are really good. I thought that DeAndre Hunter trade was pretty underrated. And they have a pretty huge front line, which, we cooked them in the playoffs a couple of years ago, but we beat them up. We need Mitch if we're going to do that. We're more of a finesse team than we were last year after losing Hardenstein. So I think it's all about getting the guys healthy. And if we play Mitch with Cat, if we can make that work, we're a pretty tough on the boards team, especially with Josh Hart in the mix. So I think we're going to look very different than we've looked in the first half of the year. Then we get to play Precious at the 4, his natural position. We can look pretty good. So it's all about being healthy, and that way players are playing their natural position, So can we beat the Celtics? Right now it doesn't look like we can, but this is also our first year together. That group's been together for a little while, so it could take a minute. But I think we're definitely on the right track.
I told these guys that you were going to be all over the Knicks, and you definitely didn't disappoint, and you kind of hit a name that tugged at all of our heartstrings at the same time. You said Isaiah Hartenstein. Oh, my gosh. This dude played 82 games. He was cheap. Why did we get rid of him? We actually talked to Tom Thibodeau about this, and he's about crying when he was brought up Isaiah Hartenstein. He had to be a fan favorite of the Sam Morril.
Yeah, man. Love that guy. That hurt. You see what he's doing for OKC, and he was cheap, but he got paid. I mean, if we could have afforded him, I think he'd still be a Knick. But just annoying to lose a guy to OKC because it's hard to critique him. That's a hell of a team. They're contenders for sure, but don't you want to win in New York? And also at that point, what difference is that money? I guess whatever. It is a different amount of money. It's just hard to be well, who cares? It is $17 million more dollars for a year less of work. That's pretty good money. So it's hard to really trash him. Because if he went to the Wizards, we'd be you're out of your mind. But he went to a contender. It's tough. So I'm sure he didn't want to leave New York. I'm sure he could feel the fans. I've DM'd with him a couple times, and he's a great dude. He's super nice. But yeah, that's the hard part of it. It's something I hate about the NBA. Like, obviously, I understand the salary cap, but if you strike gold and you find this great free agent, you should be able to match, I think.
Right. Yankees. Is there a chance, or who are we kidding?
I don't know yet, honestly. I'm seeing this Vlad Guerrero Jr. talk, and I'm kind of like, it's getting me a little plump in the penal area. I'm like, that would be pretty cool. Trying to clean that up for radio.
That was great. Great.
Yeah, I mean, I look, I didn't like losing Soto. He was fun as hell to watch in the playoffs. Like, he was the guy. It was Soto and Stanton in the playoffs. That's all it was. You knew they were going to deliver. As great as Judge is, come October, it's like that A-Rod problem where you're like, man, he gets you there, but we need a little more in the playoffs. But losing Soto when they were like, we'll sign a little thing, okay players. And it's like kind of like getting dumped by a 10, and you're like, I'll just bang a bunch of 4s. It doesn't scratch the itch completely, but. I think we got some good guys. I like that first baseman they brought in. They got him on a pretty good contract. I like, I like that pitcher's great, but he's just so injury prone. That guy, he's, Freed, so that could be cool, but he's always injured. And then, we'll see. I mean, we definitely have more depth. I think depth was the problem. You got to the back end of the lineup, and it was like you just knew it was going to be a 1-2-3 inning. So, losing Torres sucked, but he was pretty good as a leadoff guy. But it seemed like the writing was on the wall for him.
Did you get any jokes sent your way about dropping a ball from Judge 5th inning? Like, were you timed up with the ball drop for New Year's? Anything your way for that? Just rubbing it in on the World Series?
Oh, yeah, I saw a lot of that. But at that point it was over. What the Dodgers have done, like, we're talking about salary cap stuff, like the way they've manipulated the way they pay people is such garbage. Like, what are we talking about? You're just like, you can just put off paying Ohtani. It just feels so shady. So now they just have, like, this super team. Like, I already thought that was the best lineup I had ever seen. That was like, I've never seen a batting lineup like that. And then, so wait, Ohtani's going to pitch now next year?
Yeah,
you brought in all these other dudes?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what happens when you build a team like that. People just want to come play. You saw that with the Yankees in the late 90s, right? They would just get like, oh, we just added Roger Clemens. Oh, we just added, all these killers, Matsui. Everyone wants to come play for you because you're winning. So that's the culture they kind of got in L.A. right now. It's pretty annoying.
Well, you brought up the Dodgers and Shohei, and I wanted to ask you, the Shohei Ippy story being believable, is there a chance, or who are we kidding?
You mean the gambling thing?
Of course I mean the gambling thing. What else? What other story does Shohei...
of course it's not. Of course it's not believable. Well, of course it's not believable. You think I believe? No, I don't believe it at all. I think it's clearly a dude who's rich and protected. And, I mean, look, maybe there's a world where it's true, but I don't believe it.
Giants or Jets winning it all. Is there a chance, or who the hell are we kidding?
Wait, next year?
Yes.
Of course there's no chance. What are you talking about?
Have you been a tortured football fan living in that city?
No, I haven't. We got 2 Super Bowls from Eli. I'm playing with house money from here on out. But no, they're terrible. I mean, the Daniel Jones era was a dark era. The way they did Eli was dark. Like, you don't do that. It reminded me of the way the Yankees did Joe Torre. You don't do a legend like that at the end. Like, look how the Lakers parted ways with Kobe. I'm not comparing Eli to Kobe. I get it, but he was great. He won us 2 rings, and I know they had a great defense, but you don't win Super Bowls without a quarterback who delivers in the clutch like that. So, you got to show him a little more respect. And I think that was bad juju, and look where the hell we are now.
Exactly. Future NBA...
Daniel Jones was at the Cellar one night. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. I want to know about Daniel Jones at the Cellar.
I was at the Cellar one night, and my buddy was like, do you want to meet him? And I was like, nah, I'm good, which is not a good sign when the star quarterback, and you're like, I don't care.
Are you a DeVito fan?
Of course not. No, I like Danny DeVito. I don't like Tommy DeVito. If I see that dumb little Italian Sopranos thing, like, if I have to see that non-ironically, it's like, well, why not just put the Rizzler as QB? At least it'll be, like, funny and adorable and will tank properly. That was the other thing. It's like, this guy wins games we're not even supposed to win. And, like, I don't want to endorse tanking, but, like, you should lose some of these games.
NBA All-Star Game being competitive in the future. Is there a chance, or who are we kidding?
If they want to keep up with the NHL and other leagues that are doing that stuff right, I would hope. And I think the problem is these guys get paid so much money, they get injured so easily. The schedule is grueling. So I think they're really trying to avoid injury at all costs. I mean, look what happened with Embiid in the Olympics, and maybe it was just bad karma for being a bad human being and trying to injure all the Knicks in the playoffs. But, that guy plays hurt because he wants to represent, I guess, I want to say his country, but he's not from here. I didn't ever understand it.
Right.
I was appreciative he played. He's a great player, but, you get injured now. Same with Kawhi. Like, Kawhi's like, yeah, I'll play. And the Clippers are like, oh, are you? Because you don't play when we need you, and we're paying you a boatload of money. So I think that's the issue with the NBA is, like, these guys get hurt. And but, yeah, they want All-Star Weekend, just cancel it. Just name All-Stars and don't do a weekend out of it. It's corny. It's awful. Like, I like Kevin Hart, but, like, no one's tuning in to see a comedian. I'm a comedian. I don't want to watch a comedian. I want to see the players. They're playing like Shaq and the inside the NBA guys like too much too, and I love those guys too. But like, you got Giannis here. You got Joker. You got like they want to see. That's the other thing. The future of the league right now is all kind of foreign, right? Like, to all these. So I think you need like 4 teams, but like, I don't know. There's got to be something. I don't have the solution, but maybe like white versus black, make it racial, and I don't know. American History X, but
that would be an interesting game.
No,
it would be an interesting game. Sam Morril, he's going to be at College Street Music Hall March 5th down in New Haven. Who is the funniest athlete? Who do you think is like, man, I really like listening to this guy's press conferences. He's funny.
Blake Griffin.
Yeah. Why Blake Griffin?
I think he's the funniest athlete for sure. Yeah, he's done our pod. He's a funny guy.
Really?
He gets funny dude. I did a pod with Julian Edelman. He's a funny guy.
Is there someone that fell flat? Is there someone like, man, I thought this guy was going to be good, but he's not funny?
No, I think most of them don't even try. Most of them kind of, You mean like an athlete or just a guest?
An athlete. Because I think some of them, like the guys that they put microphones in their faces in the NBA, also like, gosh, man, it is going to be hard to sell anything with these guys.
No, I think there's some. I mean, look, Knicks are really crushing it right now. I mean, we have all these marketable players.
Yep.
I mean, Josh Hart, Jalen, they're funny dudes.
I think so.
Jalen's really dry. Josh is really funny. They're a funny group. So, I mean, I think Hardenstein was too. That's why it hurt to lose him. I think, the Celtics are an incredible team, but like, could you find more boring personalities in press conferences?
Like,
they're putting me to sleep. I mean, Tatum is so corny, dude. I mean, just like trying to do the Garnett thing when they won the champion. Like, we did it. It's like, oh my God. Then he does the Kobe pose. I'm like, dude, be yourself. Come on. But maybe this is him. Maybe that's the wrong advice. I like Jaylen Brown and I like Drew Holiday, but like, they're just boring. They're just like a boring team. They're great. Great teams are boring sometimes. The Spurs were boring with Duncan.
Sam Morril, very funny dude. College Street Music Hall, March 5th. What's your relationship with New Haven? You got anything?
Probably the best pizza I've had, I would say, is New Haven. I say it's, Sally's and Pepe's are the top 2. They're pretty great. Can't go wrong with either of those spots. Well, that's the type of pizza I like, so I love it.
Where do you draw the line? You might have to make a decision, like Pepe's or Sally's. Have you thought about this?
No, I usually get them both. I try. If we're at the venue, I'll order them both. so no decision. I support both.
Tell people what they're going to expect when they go to your show.
A lot of new jokes. New ton of jokes, and a lot of Hitler jokes. Anti, I'm against him.
Okay.
Yeah. No, we're not going the Kanye spin. I got some good stories. It's coming along. It's a good show. It'll get better as the tour goes. So whenever people are like, why didn't you come here? It's like, well, it'll be better when I do go there. So yeah, there's New Haven. This will not be my best show, but it'll be good. It'll be better than most shows.
You'll make New Haven better.
And by the way, better than most stuff to do in New Haven. Like, aside from the pizza and that burger spot, what are you going to do?
I love that for the playbill. Like, hey, come on, we're in New Haven.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
You're 15 minutes from Bridgeport. You're lucky you're alive. All right. I mean,
this guy gets it.
The war zone over there.
This guy gets
Chernobyl's nicer than Bridgeport. Give me a break. Yeah. I mean, look. No, New Haven's great food. You're going to see a great show. But my show in like a few months in San Francisco will be better. Just how it goes.
He's very honest. He's extremely funny.
Because that's how you build the hour. But no, it's good. It's good already. We've been doing. I've been on the road every night. I'm on a tour bus. We've done 16 cities this month. We hit we're in Atlanta tonight. We were.
Goodness.
God, where the hell were we? Birmingham last night. They were great. The shows are great. Every show's been good. Maybe there's been one or two I didn't love, but out of 16, that's pretty good. And New Haven's always good. So I got a good feeling. It's going to be a solid night.
Sam Morril, check him out.
And if it's not good, Gary Veter, my opener, will come out dressed as a sex slave.
Excellent.
And we'll humiliate him sexually. So either way, you leave with a story.
There's something for everyone. There's something for everyone at College Street Music Hall at the Sam Morril Show, March 5th. Go get tickets. Go see this guy. Very funny. Find him on YouTube. Find him on Netflix. Sam, thank you so much for giving us some sports knowledge and giving us some of your time today.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Sam Morril, everyone. I don't think we had to use the dump button. I think we're good. Kirk gives it the thumbs up. All right. Woo. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the sports menu.
This